solve 4 to the power of x minus 3 is equal to the square root of 8 to the power of x. So we have an x in the index on the left-hand side, and we have an x in the index on the right-hand side. So even though it doesn't tell us in the question, what we really want to do here is change the 4 and the 8 to a base of 2. If we end up with 2 to the power of something is equal to 2 to the power of something, we can cancel out the bases, so we can cancel out the 2's, we can equate the indices, and then we can solve for x. So we're going to change the 4 and the 8 to a base of 2. 4 is going to give us 2 squared, and 8 is going to give us 2 cubed. So the first thing that I'm going to do is change this 4 to 2 squared, but very, very important, I'm going to put brackets around my 2 squared. Okay, and the next thing I'm going to do is change the 8 to 2 cubed, and again I must remember to put brackets around my 2 cubed. So once we've done that, we can start to sort out our indices. So I have 2 to the power of 2 raised to the power of x minus 3. So what I'm doing here is I'm raising a power to a higher power. And I'm going to use law number 3 of indices, which tells me that when I raise a power to a higher power, I multiply the powers. So a to the power of p raised to the power of q gives me a to the power of pq, so a to the power of p multiplied by q. So when I'm raising a power to a higher power, I multiply the powers. So 2 multiplied by x gives me 2x, and 2 multiplied by minus 3 gives me minus 6. A common mistake here would be to just write down a minus 3 here. You have to multiply the 2 by both terms. So 2 by x gives me 2x, and 2 by minus 3 gives me minus 6. Then I have to look on the right-hand side of my equal sign. So the 2 cubed is also being raised to a higher power. It's been raised to a power of x, and again we're going to follow law 3 of indices, raising a power to a higher power. We multiply the powers. So we're going to do 3 multiplied by x, which will give us 3x. This square root has also come down and become to the power of a half now, and we're following another law of indices for this. We're using law 6, which tells us that a to the power of 1 over q is equal to the cubed root of a. So we're actually using this law but in reverse. We're starting with the cubed root of a, and we're going to a to the power of 1 over q. So in this case it was the square root of a, or the square root of 2 cubed raised to the power of x, and it ends up becoming 2 to the power of 3x raised to the power of a half. Because this was a square root, it becomes to the power of a half. If this had been the third root, it would be to the power of a third. If this had been the fourth root, it would be to the power of a fourth, etc. So for our next step, we have 2 to the power of 3x raised to the power of a half. And again, we're following law 3 of indices. When we're raising a power to a higher power, we multiply the powers. So we're going to do 3x multiplied by a half, which will give us 3 over 2x. So where did the 3 over 2x come from? Well, the 3x I can write as 3x over 1, and the half just stays as a half, and I'm multiplying because I'm raising a power to a higher power, so I'm multiplying. And when I'm multiplying two fractions, I do top by top, bottom by bottom. 3x by 1 is 3x, and 1 by 2 is 2. So that's where the 3x over 2 comes from. So now I have 2 to the power of 2x minus 6 on the left of my equal sign, and I have 2 to the power of 3 over 2x on the right of my equal sign. I can now cross off the base 2's, and I'm going to equate my indices. So I'm going to bring down the 2x minus 6, and I'm going to have that there, bring down the equal sign, and bring down the 3 over 2x. Now I just need to solve for x. I'm going to bring the 3 over 2x over the left-hand side, so I've got all my x's together, and that'll give me minus 3 over 2x. and I'm going to bring the minus 6 over the equal sign, and that's going to give me 6, positive 6. 2x minus 3 over 2x gives me a half x, so a half x equal to 6. And if I want to get x on its own, I need to divide by a half, so it's going to be x equals 6 divided by a half, and 6 divided by a half is 12. So I was asked to solve 4 to the power of x minus 3 equals the square root of 8 to the power of x, and my answer is x equals 12.